The Scrambler 400X and the Speed 400, two motorcycles sharing the same heart but still a lot in difference. Now, this one has gone on sale at 2.23 lakh rupees for the first 10k bookings, and then the price rises to 2.33, and that will come out in the month of October. Now, I told you a lot in common and a lot in difference. The common is that the overall underpinnings and of course the engine remains same, and we've got the information that the tuning of the engine is same on both the motorcycles. So 40 PS of power and 37.5 Nm of torque, and even the tuning is different. Where does the difference comes in for the performance point of view? Well, the tire size is different. This is 17 and 17 on the Speed, and that's 19 and 17 on the Scrambler, with a different set of sprocketing. So sprocketing is what will change the way the engine responds, but largely the overall performance should remain same of both the motorcycles. Thankfully, we have the same combination of the red color over here. Differences, I told you, 17-inch and 19 on the Scram. This is also more of a dual purpose setup on the Scram or the Scrambler. This is more road going. Both have the USD forks, both have the same kind of lights, but this one has no protection. This one, of course, off the road for soft trails. It's got the protection for the headlight. It's got protection. This is standard for your hand, so this can also be fitted onto the Speed, which we have a confirmation from the officials. The kind of mirrors on the Speed versus the kind of mirrors on the Scram. Now this is what is empty on the Speed, because the mirrors are not over here. By the way, the switch gear is identical. You also have the hazard switch coming in on the Speed as well as on the Scram. One more difference is the clamp on the handle for the Speed versus the raised and a softer setting for the Triumph logo coming in over here. This is a much higher handlebar as compared to one you see on the Speed. The tag remains identical, no issues, but on this one there is no side protection. But this, of course, you want to have more support coming in for your thighs when you're riding, is what is on the Scram. You also have a twin seat setup for the Scrambler 400 versus a single seat for the Speed. Likewise, the grab handle more of a retro feel on the Speed versus a twin setup for the Scrambler. The twin is also visible on the exhaust of the Scrambler versus the exhaust on the Speed. Does it sound different? Well, let me just start the motorcycle one by one to make you hear how the exhaust sounds like. Versus on the Scrambler with the twin exhaust setup. So definitely a small difference in the way this exhaust sounds versus the one on the Speed. Now the tire, of course, dual purpose tire on the Scram versus a road biased tire on the Speed. Both of them have a Sadi card, which is a regulation by the Indian government. Sadi card. One more thing I've noticed is that the foot pegs, you can make out, they are more off the road friendly with the kind of rubber and the metal coming in as compared to the road focused normal on the Speed. Likewise, the position of the rear foot peg, front foot peg is a bit different. Now look at this closely. The brake lever comes in over here, and the position of the foot peg, this is different on the Scram 400. This is slightly ahead by possibly a couple of inches. So this is over here for the Speed, which changes your riding triangle on the Scrambler. The riding is also different because this is higher up the ground, a higher ground clearance, 10 millimeters of extra travel up front, 15 millimeters at the back, much higher as compared to the Speed. So on a Speed, anyone who's 5'9", 5'8" can sit comfortably, but on this I am 6 feet tall and yet my feet don't come down properly. So yeah, much taller motorcycle. It's heavier as well by approximately 9 kgs. Pricing out in October should be 15 to 25,000 rupees more expensive, but this is based for soft trails, for adventure, more fun to ride. This is more city based urban tool, and both the bikes side by side. I'll try to get also how a tall rider looks like on both the motorcycles, so let me get that right away. So much lower. Even the knee has a curve coming in over here, which was not on the Scram. I was sitting like straight, but this is much lower.